Health care could be back on the table. House Republicans are considering another vote, possibly as soon as next week, after the American Health Care Act failed on the House floor last week. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer explained on Brody and Browder, CBN's Facebook Live political show.
After sort of talks broke down last Friday, I think a lot of folks started to call the president and the senior team here with ideas and suggestions how to get things back on track. There's a lot of willingness to get this thing done.
Spicer adding many GOP lawmakers were elected on the promise of repealing and replacing Obamacare.
And I think, David, after they went home for the weekend, spent a little time with their constituents, they've come back eager to come back to the table and to try to get a deal on this.
Another issue we asked him about was religious liberty and when the president might make good on some campaign promises. Many evangelicals want to see him sign a religious liberty executive order that would allow them to practice their faith, including in the workplace, without fear of retribution. They also remember the promise he made on the campaign trail to repeal the Johnson Amendment, which keeps churches from speaking out politically.
And it's something that I think you're going to continue to see action on here in the White House. We've been very busy with a lot of other things, but rest assured that the president's commitment to religious liberty, and particularly the Johnson Amendment, is alive and well.
So what's it like being the White House press secretary? We ask him about all of the attention he gets being in the spotlight. You are one of the most recognizable faces now in the country. We're wondering, when you go out in public, do you fly under the radar, or do people have some choice words for you?
I would say this, probably 99% of the people who approach me have very positive things. I think one of the nicest and most kindest things that you can ever hear is when someone tells you they're praying for you. That really is the most that somebody could ever give another individual, is to tell them that they are thinking of them, that they are praying to God, that you succeed, that this country succeeds, that this president succeeds. And I get a lot of that, and that's probably the most reassuring part of the job. But once in a while, there's clearly a couple bad apples that I try to pray for, because I recognize that not everyone everyone has a right to express themselves under our Constitution, and we welcome that and we cherish that. But at times, it may not be the most appropriate venue to do that.
Sean, how's it going for you? I know you're a dedicated Catholic. Has this job tested your faith a little bit? I mean, it's been a roller coaster, or it can be, that job, no matter what's going on.
Well, number one, we're still in the season of Lent, and this is a great time, between almsgiving, prayer, and fasting. It's a reminder during these 40 days of a recommitment to a higher calling. But again, I think one of the things that it does is it strengthens your faith. It's one place that you, despite all of the negative tweets and the comments that Jenna was talking about or alluding to, that I think there's the one place that you can look to gain strength and confidence and wisdom and guidance.
Man, there's no doubt he's going to have to continue to lean on his faith as the spokesman for a White House with an aggressive agenda that includes tax reform, rebuilding America's infrastructure, and depending on what could happen next week, possibly health care. Reporting in Washington, Jenna Browder, CBN News.